All right, welcome back. I'm Brandon. That's Nick. Pigskin Politics, year in review. I figured we tried to make a channel. We didn't really get that many viewers, but for those of us who did pay some attention, let's see if that was a good move or a bad move financially on their part if they bet anything on anything we said.
Sure.
Could be fun.
Football analysis actually is kind of hard.
Yeah. I mean,
there's so many times where you're so sure about a game and they end up losing. You're like, what the?
Yeah, and I like to pick upsets,
but nonetheless, we actually did very well.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, given that we're just two jackasses with a green screen and a foosball table, we did better than a good amount of experts or people who are actually paid to do this, whereas, we're still waiting on that sweet YouTube endorsement.
All right. So out of how many games of the year
256. We're at a 1 to each of those. You don't count that tie.
Sure.
Yeah.
I went 160, 94, and 1, and you went 150.
No. 161, 94.
161, 94, yep. 157, 97.
158, 97. Yeah, I had the 1.
I'm just reading it out.
All right, so of the 256 games, on your picks, you went 161 and 94, 158 and 97.
They know. Shut up.
We just threw out that tie game, but yeah. I think that's pretty good.
And what's really, I'd say, pleasing about that, if you look on ESPN, they have a list of all their analysts and the records that they had. We were either better or on par with almost all.
Yeah.
Like I have the list right here of the last names of the analysts. Bowen, Clay, I can't even read my own handwriting.
Gal?
Grazzino, Kimes, Reed, whatever, Riddick. He went 165 and 90, 157 and 98, 155 and 100, 154, 101. It goes on.
Basically around that range of 150 to 160.
So we're on par with a lot of these pro analysts, or just a little bit better or a little bit worse. The best record I am seeing...
Two guys got 166.
Yep. So we were 6 games behind those guys, or 5 games behind those guys.
That's barely even a percent out of 256 games. Hell,
I feel good about it.
You had a 63% pick rate. I had a 62% pick rate. And not going to lie, I was a bit of an asshole. I love to pick upsets, and I picked probably the Niners like 5 times this year. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
I was an asshole. And I picked the Dolphins way more than I should have. So, frankly, I know I could have done better.
I felt like I was really close on a lot of the records, but I wasn't really close on who would win the division by the beginning of the year.
Let's
just go through the AFC East.
Yeah.
You had the Pats winning the division, followed by the Dolphins, Bills, and Jets. You had the Pats at 10-6, Dolphins at 8-8, Bills at 6-10, Jets at 5-11.
Yeah, within 2 games. I knew it. I was also within 2 games for the Pats. Dolphins and Bills way off, but I did get that at least.
I had the Pats at 11-5, Jets at 8-8, Dolphins at 6-10, and Bills at 6-10.
Huh.
I said they were all interchangeable, but I guess I was way wrong on the Bills. They were way better than I thought they'd ever be, but the Jets are a little bit better than I thought they'd be, and the Dolphins are right there.
We'll be there next year. Don't you worry. Let's see. But AFC North, what's this? You had the Steelers winning it.
I did.
That was a shame. No. And then you had the Ravens, Browns, and Bengals.
I had the Ravens at 10-6 though, and I had the Browns at 9-7 because I thought it'd be a really, really competitive division, but it wasn't.
Yeah, no. You had the Steelers 10-6, 10-6, 9-7, 4-12. The only one you were really right on was the Bengals being really bad, and I guess the Steelers because of a 2-game buffer, 8-8. But your order was all wrong. But to be fair,
it wasn't terribly wrong.
Yeah, you had Cincy at the bottom.
Yeah, but the Browns are 3rd. Yeah. Just swap the Steelers and Ravens.
I guess that's true. Well, let's see. I had Cleveland at 10-6. That was way off. I bought into the hype. Ravens at 10-6. Close. I figured they'd be good. Steelers at 7-9 within a game. I knew. Yeah. And Cincy at 4-12. And if anything, I was too generous to them.
Man, I didn't think. Did anyone even think that Baltimore would be 14 wins? Like, come on, man. No one expected that.
Asinine to pick that many wins. All right, let's see.
And the Steelers. You said they'd missed the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that one. AFC South. I had the Colts winning it at 9-7. No, that didn't happen.
No.
I did have Titans in second place at 8-8. I was within a game there. And then I had the Jags at 7-9 and the Texans at 6-10.
Yep.
I remember thinking they'd go first to worst. Didn't pan out, but win some, lose some.
I had the Colts winning the division at 11-5 because that was like a week before Andrew Luck retired.
Yeah.
I had the Titans going 9-7, which they finished 9-7.
Yep.
Texans going 7-9. They're way better than I thought they'd be, and the Jags 5-11, which were
That was actually dead on.
yeah.
Good job.
Or
Oh wait,
AFC
6-10.
West.
6-10. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
For whatever reason, I picked LA to win the division at 12-4.
Ouch.
Let's just ignore that.
That's a bad take.
Yeah. Chiefs was my second pick at also 12-4. So that looks a lot better. Let's just ignore that first bit. But Raiders and Broncos, I had interchangeable at 6-10.
Okay.
There we go. That actually, that's legit. Whereas you had the Chiefs at 12-4, dynamite. Chargers at 11-5. What happened there?
Who would have predicted that, man?
And Broncos 8-8, Raiders 5-11. So yeah, a lot of teams we were pretty close on. You can tell our biases were amidst in there somewhere.
I don't know. I feel like I was within a good range of most records.
Yeah, like the order of the division
But-
and crap.
I wouldn't say so much the order of the division. Like I got some of it I got completely wrong. It's hard.
It is.
No, if you look at all the pro analysts, no one was 100%. There's a lot of guys that are wrong and a lot of crap.
But that's the thing, you try and go
That's
through.
the
and pick
NFL.
up
That's what
the-
makes it so fun. It's unpredictable. 100% unpredictable. You can't predict who's going to win from week 1 to 17 all the way.
No. At the very best, you can do is just kind of take a shot in the dark and see if you're right.
Crap, out of the pro analysts, I mean, the best was like 64%, and I'm bad at 63%.
Right, so pretty good. Let's see, NFC East. We both had the Eagles winning at 12-4.
Wow, they won, but it wasn't 12-4.
Yeah, it's a little bitter. We both had the Cowboys taking second,
I had them at 8-8.
9-7. Oh yeah.
I knew the Cowboys weren't crap this year. Jeez.
Yeah. Then we both had the Skins, 5-11, 7-9. I actually gave them a little bit more credit than need be.
At the Giants going 3-13 though.
3-13.
They finished 4-12, but damn it, man.
I had them going 5-11.
It's close enough. In
Yeah.
between, man.
I mean, the only thing wrong, we actually picked that pretty well. I mean, we oversold the Eagles a bit, but we got the order, except I think swapped the Skins and the Giants. I think they swapped, but outside that,
Yep.
yeah. NFC West, I had the Hawks winning the division at 10-6. Damn it, so freaking close. Okay,
Yeah.
that was wrong.
I had the Rams winning it. That makes you feel better.
10-6.
At 10-6.
We're within 2 games on the records.
Yeah.
But let's see, I had the Rams at 9-7. That was dead on. I had them. But,
Cards at 5-11 too, and the Niners at 5-11.
yeah,
Wow.
let's just ignore that last one.
I had the Hawks at 9-7.
I'd have been
and then-
perfect if I had just, for some reason, believed in the Niners winning the division. That would have been a perfect read.
I did not believe in them at the beginning of the year.
No,
One bit, I just didn't believe in
I
Garoppolo.
hated on them. I hated on them a lot.
Yeah, I had the Hawks going 9-7, the Niners at 7-9, and the Cards at 5-11.
So we both got the Cards on the head. So
Yeah, but the Niners, you picked pretty low. I picked pretty low.
yeah.
Ended up being the 1 seed, and I had them at missing the playoffs at under 500. So
Outside of that, frick. All right, NFC North. I had the Packers winning the division at 11-5. I'm within 2 games, and they won the division. I'm pretty proud of that, considering everyone picked the Bears to win it again. Bears 10-6. They were 8-8, close, but not a playoff team. I didn't expect the Vikings to be the this year's other playoff team. 7-9, and then the Lions were last in the division, but I had them winning 6 games and not 1 tie. So I guess I'm a little bit of a hack in that regard. Did not predict the
and
tie.
I had the Bears winning the division. And now looking back at it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, their offense is like really bad. Like
Draft
worst
a quarterback.
draft a quarterback.
Trade for Newton. That'd be cool.
You know, I'd figure not Green Bay, Chicago and the Bills are basically the same team. It's just the Bills' offense is a little bit better, but it's not a lot better because it's pretty bad too. But Trubisky is just terrible.
Right.
Man, you had such a great defense. How could you bet against that defense, man?
I just had a feeling Packers would take it all. Sometimes that's all predicting is you just go with the gut.
But I also had Green Bay at 10-6.
Okay.
And I had the Vikings at 8-8, Lions at 6-10.
So we knew the Lions would be trash. Which is a shame.
They weren't really trash though. They were good at the beginning of the year.
Ain't that a
They
bitch.
just got fleeced by the referees and gave up.
And then NFC, how did I do?
NFC South?
Yeah, Saints at 13-3. That is dead on. Division winner. Go me. You had the Falcons at 10-6. Come on.
I figured it'd be a lot like the AFC North this year, where it'd be like stupid competitive because I thought the Falcons, Panthers, and Saints would all be good, but they weren't.
They were not.
They were not.
Falcons at 10-6. You had Saints at 10-6. You actually kind of downplayed the Saints, and I overplayed the Falcons. Panthers at 8-8 and 9-7. I'm pretty sure they took last in the division.
Yeah, they did.
And we had the Bucks at 5-11 and 4-12.
Yeah, the Bucks aren't very good.
Yeah, but they're the second best team in that division somehow.
It's because Jameis Winston is both good and bad at the same time. I don't know what he is. Still don't.
It's crazy.
I just screw Jameis Winston. Whatever.
All right, cool. So, I mean, all in all, the divisions, the order, close enough. I mean, it's not like you go through every single game and tick up like, oh, this team got this one, so this one will get this one will get this one. You just kind of like, you got to go with the gut. I think this team's better than people say.
I mean, dude, picking games and picking division winners and records from the beginning of the year is really tough.
It is.
Seriously, if you're watching this, just next year after the draft, just try it yourself. Write it all down. Write every AFC division, write every NFC division. Give your winners, write it down. Give your records, and then look at the end of the year, and you're going to be like, damn, I was wrong. Like, really wrong in some of these.
Honestly, I'm pretty okay with how we did. Some of them were pretty close. Some were dead on.
But then a lot of them will be like, perfect. Exactly, perfect.
Yeah. There were a few. That was just us picking teams at random. But there were other things we predicted this year that happened to be just dead on. So we had that video of the best and worst teams in the NFL. Bengals were my choice. They were indeed the worst.
Yes, they were.
Sometimes you just got to go with the gut, and Andy Dalton is probably out of a job.
I picked the Giants, although they were pretty bad.
Bad. Giants were fourth worst, but Bucks were your backup, and they were not bad, actually. Cards were my backup. My brother got really mad at me for that.
But they were bad?
Yeah, they weren't like fourth worst, though.
No.
Bengals were. Props to that. I think it's hard to pick that.
And you picked the Saints as your best team.
They were one of the best, yes. Chargers was dead wrong.
I mean, I picked Kansas City as my best team, and they weren't, but they were pretty good. And I picked the Pats also as a backup, but they were good, but I'm happy they lost in the first round of the playoffs because it's funny.
So what do you know? We were able to hedge down the best team in the. We didn't pick the Ravens. They eluded us. Saints were up there.
I don't think anyone picked the Ravens. Like any analyst at all would pick them.
And you're a Raven fan.
Yeah. I thought they'd be viable. Like it's same as they were last year. Like 9-7, 10-6-ish. Maybe winning the division at 10-6, wild card.
What I'm seeing here is our first picks were good. Like my first pick was the Saints, yours was the Chiefs. So yeah, that's good. Bengals was spot on the money. I'd have won a pot if anyone would have given me money over it. And Giants were close. So all in all, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna ignore my Chargers comment. Let's see. Another thing. Titans were in fact underrated. Would you look at that?
Yeah, they were.
And we even gave up on them after making that video. We were like, man, we look like a couple of jackasses.
They started out the season like really
2-4.
bad.
2-4.
Like,
Mariota.
Okay, man, maybe Mariota isn't very good. And then Tannehill just took over. Like
we did predict Tannehill would start. We just didn't think he'd turn them around to this point.
It was a spark.
I'll tell you, we
started a fire, man.
We figured that one out. So I'd say that's pretty good. Falcons weren't really overrated though, so give it a take.
I thought the Falcons would be a lot better because of Matt Ryan was just playing so well the year before. A lot of the players came back to offense that they did the year before, but they just didn't put it together.
It is what it is.
And then they started putting it together at the end of the year like they did the year before and kind of messed up their draft pick a little bit, but whatever.
Let's see. Yeah, so even though you picked the Steelers to win the division, we made a video talking about how the Steelers were overrated. Turns out, what do you know? Losing your two best players does not make you a better team.
I heard articles
Who could have
saying
figured that?
That the Steelers were going to be better despite losing Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. I'm like, you don't lose your best players. We made a video about this.
Yeah.
Like, Antonio Brown was like damn near as good as Jerry Rice. You don't lose a player like that and freaking get better.
But, I said they'd miss the playoffs back-to-back years. Although it got a little bit close at the end, and I still blame referees for some of that. Not a playoff team.
Not a playoff team.
People bet money. People had bet money on the Steelers to go to the Super Bowl.
Why?
I wish they would have given me that money. Like, come on.
They were so bad. They were losing with Roethlisberger, man.
They were 0-3. I knew the Steelers would fall flat on their face. I knew it. And
they're going to be bad again next year, and I think the Patriots might be bad. And I have a feeling, I don't know about the Saints being as good as they've been next year, because I don't know what's going to become of them either.
We'll save it for next year's viewers. Maybe we'll have, 12 by then.
Is Drew Brees going to retire? Because I don't want him to.
No, I hope not. No,
he's a free agent, man.
We'll get to that.
That's scary.
Steelers were, in fact, overrated, okay? But I got to admit, we were wrong on the Niners. They were. I think they were overrated, but they were the number one seed in the NFC. We ruined that. We kind of missed the ball on that one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't believe in Garoppolo, but I mean he's playing well enough. So what can I say?
That you were wrong,
basically.
But there's one thing I'm really happy about, and if you go back and check out our Jets overrated video, oh my God, we predicted their season to a T.
Yep.
Like, top to bottom. We said that Adam Gase was a moron and not an offensive mastermind. We ran the numbers again. Guess how many points he scored per week? Per week.
Are you including defensive scores?
Yeah. I'm including defensive scores. Because I didn't want to do the math this time. I didn't want to...
17.
Yeah, 17. They averaged 17 points a game.
Wow.
Which is exactly what he averaged with the Dolphins when he was an offensive mastermind then.
What's he going to average next season?
Probably 17.
15?
Maybe Sam Darnold will be healthy the whole time, so then they don't have excuses
What's
for
funny is Sam Darnold actually isn't all that bad. It's just Adam Gase is just so
He's
incompetent. He's so incompetent with his play calling. It just doesn't work. And Darnold's not even bad.
No, he's not. But you know what's even crazy? We predicted the season flawlessly, okay? So remember, they were saying the Jets were a playoff team.
Yeah.
We predicted they would finish damn near around 6-10. We said verbatim that they would start 1-4, and then people would be generous and they'd be like, oh, they'll 3-0. We said they'd start 1-4, and then they would rattle off a bunch of meaningless wins and tank their own draft picks.
Yeah, and that kind of happened.
And we also predicted that the Dolphins' first win would be against the Jets.
What, did they beat the Cowboys and they were saying they were going to be a playoff team? Like, shut the
They were talking about running the table.
Shut up. You're not
Oh, you don't think we can beat the Patriots? You're right. They're kind of hard. But you don't think we could beat the Jaguars? They lost that game. You don't think we can beat the winless Dolphins? Lost that game. It was beautiful. It was poetry in motion.
They lost to the Bengals.
They lost to the Bengals. That's true.
What do you want me to say, man? You lost to the Bengals.
The one thing I can say is apparently we know the Jets somehow. All in all, I'm actually pretty okay. It was a fun year just trying this out, and You know, we took a lot of stabs in the dark, but clearly we know something, at least enough. I really hope that we can hone our skills and be even better next year. You know, like really narrow it down. Maybe only miss half the Niners games that year.
Hopefully, and then maybe instead of 63%, we can be like 70%.
If we can hit 70%, we'll be game-breaking analysts. And then ESPN needs to hire us at that point. But I had fun with this. We're not done yet. Of course, there's always the playoffs. We even went 3-1 in the wild card week. We're all right. We're doing good.
No one expected Minnesota to win.
No.
Come on, man.
But yeah, that was our year in review. Do you have any closing comments?
Go Ravens.
Adam Gase is a moron.
He is.
Bye.